The linguistic migration. Today we are witnessing something extraordinary. A medical term that once lived only inside research papers is becoming part of everyday conversation. The term is GLP-1. And this linguistic shift is capturing one of the defining health phenomena of this decade. 2020. A language spoken by few. Just a few years ago, the phrase GLP-1 meant almost nothing to the general public. It was a technical term used primarily by endocrinologists and diabetes researchers. Outside of medical journals and scientific conferences, the term rarely appeared in everyday discussions. 2026. A cultural centerpiece. Fast forward to 2026. GLP-1 is suddenly everywhere. It appears on television, in news headlines, in podcasts, and across social media. What was once specialized medical jargon has become a mainstream cultural reference point in conversations about health and weight loss. The trajectory is undeniable. The data confirms this transformation. Google Trends shows that global search interest for GLP-1 has surged by more than 600% since 2022. And this growth is not slowing down. The digital footprint of the GLP-1 ecosystem is expanding at an unprecedented pace. The oral drug revolution. One of the biggest catalysts behind this surge is the transition from injections to oral medications. As GLP-1 drugs become available in pill form, hundreds of millions of potential patients who once avoided injections can now participate in treatment. This shift dramatically expands the global market. The economics of linguistic migration. When a specialized term migrates into mainstream language, something remarkable happens. The digital assets associated with that term undergo a structural transformation in value. Linguistic migration is rare, perhaps once per decade, but when it occurs, it creates enormous economic opportunities. History predicts the future. We have seen this phenomenon before. Artificial intelligence once belonged only to computer scientists. But when AI entered everyday language, the digital value of AI-related assets exploded. AI.com became one of the most valuable domains in technology. The perfect capture. Today, the same transformation is happening in healthcare. As GLP-1 becomes a global health vocabulary, the domain glp1.com sits at the center of this linguistic wave. It perfectly captures the digital identity of an entire therapeutic category. The power of direct navigation. Consider how consumers behave. A patient hears the term GLP-1 on television. They discuss it with their doctor. And the next logical step is simple. They type glp1.com directly into their browser. That is the power of vocabulary adoption. Mainstream adoption is irreversible. Once a word enters the language of everyday life, the shift cannot be reversed. GLP-1 has now crossed that threshold. It is no longer just a scientific term. It has become a defining concept in consumer health. And when you own the term, you own the market.